Hello and welcome back to the SLL Season 6. We're starting up a new season. As always, I am Von Beast Mode and we have Turtle Chi helping the cast. So, Turtle, how have you been?
I've been good. I'm just glad to be back. I'm glad to been interacting with some teams here and there. Been trying to be an all hand force with everyone. I'm excited to see how this season plays out. Right now we have no game scheduled versus Super Troopers lined up for us today. See what they're gonna have in store for us. Unfortunately, their picks and bans, there was a problem getting the lobby set up, so they just kind of went straight into blind pick. But we can see right here their what they have set up. I'm kind of surprised. Uh, Yamoja's in for no game scheduled, and I see some Wukong. These are really strong picks. What do you think, Vaughn?
Yeah, both teams at least have, one kind of healer in the mix, and that seems to be kind of the big thing in the meta right now, is having heal and having sustain, being able to kind of like, break off from a team fight for a little bit, heal up, re-engage, and like, so I mean, the Guan, coming out from the Super Troopers is actually a big pick here. I think Guan is one of the top picks just overall. I mean, we saw during the SPL, how good Scary D was on that Guan Yu, during those,
Mm-hmm.
so he's such a strong character, and with his heal and sustain, I'm whenever I see a Guan on the opposite team, it's always kind of a little scary. So, I'm interested to see how this plays out. They have the Guan Yu, they have the Super Troopers also has the Morgan Rat combo. So there's a lot of kind of global pressure that they can put. Semi-global pressure with those Rat ults. Coming from everywhere. But the other team also has an Apollo. No game scheduled has this. The Apollo. They have the Sun Wukong rotations. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. I think it's going to be a really solid game one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see now. I actually have my bets if I were gonna place a bet on. I actually am looking forward for Super Troopers to get this win. Just because I really like the one and the with the Cupid and the Ganesha all together. You got like these massive team wide ults that they could really benefit, and then the Morgan could be like sneaking in and try to get maybe the Agni or the Apollo off guard or along with the Rat. So I'm really excited. Who do you have your money on for this game?
Yeah, I on paper, it seems like the draft kind of goes to the Super Troopers as well. A lot of big ultimates, that can control space, like and kind of determine kind of where the team fight happens, like Ganesh ult, the Cupid ult, and like you said, So yeah, so on paper, I'm gonna have to go with the Super Troopers as well for this game. So
Yeah,
I mean, but
yeah.
but we'll
Let's see what
let,
happens.
let's get into it. Yeah,
Let,
game one. All right. And we are about to start the
Minions have
inaugural
spawned.
casted game of SLL Season 6 with Game 1 of No Game Scheduled versus Super Troopers. So yeah, I'm pretty curious, to see just how a lot of the teams, have been taking and paying attention, to what's been going on at the higher level, see if people have been learning anything from it.
hmm I'm actually really enjoying this Agni pick. I feel like it's gonna be easy for them to try to find and zone out the Morgan when it comes to those team fights later on.
Yeah, that's very true, and that's such an important thing. Going into these team fights, is Morgan going to be able to kind of be invis, and hop behind the enemy team, and do what Morgan does, and that's going to be like one of those big, I think a big determining factor in these later team fights.
Yeah, both people are here. Trying to clear mid. And see, looks like the Rat's trying to go in. Atlas here gonna get on. Do some
Yeah,
damage to
decent
Sneaky
damage
Dream and
to
vice
both
versa.
junglers here, but
Mhm.
nothing really going to come out of it.
Mhm.
Dual lane's pushing up pretty solidly over here on the left side for no game scheduled, and we're actually gonna have a first blood coming out of Narwallaby on this Guan Yu, and that's got to be a you know a really
huge.
good sign, for no game scheduled here. Yeah, like we said, Guan Yu, has been such a strong pick lately. I think making sure you can bury him, and make it him not as prominent is going to be huge for this team. Looks like Atlas is trying to get a
Atlas here
counter
going in
gank
for a
off
break,
here.
and he does.
Blanky misses.
Got a good bomb.
Done. They managed to get some damage off anyways. The shell comes out, and it's just going to be enough to get Apollo out. Wow, good job with the Ultra there. She got in the way. The counter gank comes in, and Sneaky Dream is going to pick up the counter gank on Big Baby Copeland. This is a pretty strong start coming out of no game scheduled here.
Yeah, I love seeing the counter rotation by Sneaky Dream here to reach spawn. Looks like here Atlas is trying to contest those.
That's going to be a dangerous move being as low as he is, and he's going to pay for it. Sneaky Dream picked up a double kill early, and another thing you probably don't want to see near the Super Troopers is a Pele that starts off with 2 kills within 2.5 minutes.
No, you don't want to see that. You should just gonna run down on anybody she sees. Looking at Normal Baby having a 2-level lead against Afu here.
Yeah, and that's going to be really huge moving forward. This Sun Wukong's actually looking to pressure, see if he can snag this blue buff. I don't think Ratatosker is going to be able to get over in time to help either. Looks like this is going to go down for free, although he does start to make his way over. I think Sun Wukong's going to be able to get this before... Oh, he just loses it to the Ratatosker. I'm not sure if he was, aware that the Ratatosker was coming. He probably didn't save an ability. That's one of the big important things about buffs is you got to make sure you're saving abilities for the secure.
It looks like Acne got some heavy poke here. He's like less than half right now against the Morrigan. Looks like Atlas is trying to get well, he was thinking about it. Looks like decided against ganking mid right now.
Yeah, and I don't think that's really a bad move, being only level 4. Yeah, you know what I mean, against a level 5 Agni. I know he's low, but if you can't really come in with that ultimate like you want to, your engage kind of isn't going to be as strong. And his blink was, still probably down from the gank and duo. So.
I'm trying to see if he can back here. Morgan had already completed her back. Looks like she picked up, tier 2 boots here. Atlas, the Ratatosker here is trying to get some farm, see if he can reach level 5. Buying his little acorn. Let's see what's going on in dual lane real quick. Looks like they're backing up. Push up for a moment.
Yeah. No game scheduled is, their dual lanes hit 5 already too. I'm surprised to see him back up actually. When you get that lead in the duel lane, that level 5 lead advantage, it's usually a nice time to try and set up a fight or something, while you have that advantage. Ooh, Sneaky Dreams managed to gank middle lane, pick up kill on Angry's Arcanine. Sneaky Dreams is moving up to 3-0 here and really taking control of this early game.
I think the Rat probably secured the purple, or wanted to secure the purple. So they're Sneaky Dream's looking to invade red, just getting timers. The Rat is looking to back up. Hopefully he can defend his speed from the Wukong.
Yeah, Wukong's just going to settle for those back camps, and he's going to go back over to this blue buff now, so let's see. I mean, he's going to have more damage online now for sure, so I mean, he's probably going to secure that, and Dream does come over. The ultimate comes out from the Ratatosker, but he might have just walked into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he was out of mana, unfortunately. Hopefully he has enough to just dash out.
Coming out from Wukong, it might actually get the Ratatosker out alive. The Sun, Guan Yu's also very low. Pele might have gotten a little bit ahead of herself, but just manages to sneak out. In both the jungle and dual lane from both teams is really low, although in the middle lane, Agni manages to pick up a kill on this Morgan, so yeah, Big P, is making his presence known,
Yeah, 209 is doing a good job over here. Looks like he is a level up ahead of Morgan after that.
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned it kind of in the early game. That on paper, it seemed like the Super Troopers League, the Super Troopers was gonna have the better, team comp. You know, but No Game Schedule, man, has really been putting on the pressure here. You know, and they're heading almost every
Hey, a
lane.
big fight's breaking out over here, and Oracle's
The Ratatoskr took a lot of damage, has to get out, but Sneaky Dream's gonna get caught by that good Ganeshal. He's gonna go down. Big Baby Copeland's credited the kill. Apollo comes out to pick up the Ratatoskr on the backside though, but now Apollo's kind of in nowhere. No man's land. It looks like, you know, Yamoja comes over to try and help him out, but you know that was a good rotation for the Apollo, you know, to make sure kind of, you know, they got something on the back end. It's a jungle for jungle trade. So
yeah, it looks like Zexus was looking for something else. See what he can pick up. He wasn't ready to retreat just yet, but looks like they're just gonna settle for the waves and seeing that the dual lane was that purple here. Looks like they wanted to like take the alpha. Looks like they might. Ganesha might be warding gold or it looks like he might get pushed
Ganesh might
out
have
here.
picked a bad spot to get back. Not enough on the stun though. Yamoja comes out. I didn't really get enough out of it though.
I'm wondering if the Yamoja ring would have been able to stop the Ganesh from, you know, from retreating there, but they were pretty far back from when he was caught out. Looks like Pele's going in here on the poor Cupid.
Yeah, that's Cupid dash down. It looks like this is gonna be a clean kill for on Big Baby Copeland. And then you know, there's been a lot of focus on this dual lane right now. You know, which is you know, I gotta say, I mean, it's in part to the fact that you know, Narwallaby got that early kill in the solo lane. I mean, he hasn't needed help over there. You know, they've been able to put that jungle pressure in the dual lane. And they're gonna get a free gold fury out of it as well. And you know, to just kind of build that gold lead. It's a great job all around coming out of No Game Scheduled right now.
Now Wallaby is telling them, hey, I got this covered. I don't need you guys over here. So they're applying a lot of pressure over there in dual lane. I like to see him. I would like to see more rotations over from the Guan. Even if he is 2 levels down, he's gonna have to like pick up the slack. And if they want to like alleviate a lot of what's happening here, with the match right now.
Yeah. You know, it's just one of those things. Where, Atlas goes up into the ult to try and get out of the melee, drops back down. Bold strategy, but it looks like it's gonna work out for them. They managed to get a kill off onto Narwallaby, which is actually pretty big for the Guan Yu. The rotation comes in, Ganeshal drops, Sneaky Dreams gets caught. Agni's beads are out, and I don't know if he has a dash up. He does. It looks like he's gonna get out. But yeah, that was a really solid rotation coming out of the Super Troopers, you know, to back up, you know, the team fight that started over there.
You know, like the Ratatoskr jumping right back down was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? But it looks like it worked out for them, getting for 2 for 1. Getting
you know, that was just
Dream and Narwhal.
Yeah, that was just a very confident play by the Ratatoskr. Yeah, you know, he trusted it. You know, that they were at least going to be able to pick up one of the kills, you know, and that the team was coming, you know, to back it up as well, you know. So he was willing to bait himself out, you know, and force that fight. So I mean, it's a good heads-up play by the Ratatoskr.
Not gonna lie, I was a little scared once I saw the Agni coming. I was like, oh god, it's all over for Super Troopers. But it looks like they pulled out in that fight, in that exchange. So right now, Morgan's low on mana here in mid with mana Agni here. I'm expecting them to like pressure mid. If not, looks like they're just gonna go for red.
Yeah.
You know.
Looks like we're just gonna get some backs out of mid lane now. We have Pele pushing up pretty far here in this dual lane. But you know, look, something there. You know, but there's a lot of wards. You know, I feel like, you know, Big Baby Copeland, you know, saw it on the ward. You know, backed off enough. You know, so he's just gonna kind of chill out.
I wonder if they're gonna make a play here for Pyro. Looks like they might. Yeah, looks like
the rotation's happening.
I want to see if what's their response if they caught it. Yeah, Morgan's coming in here and see what she's gonna do. Guanyu's gonna go and ult in. Atlas ended up getting killed.
Ooh, it looks like that's gonna get swept the other way. Yeah, oh man, that was a good collapse by the Morgan and the Guan Yu as well.
And they also managed to pick up the Pyromancer there. And actually pretty like that went really well for them, to all things considering. They got 2 people over there in duo and they ended up getting Pyro, stealing it from Big and Sneaky and Narwhal. It's a good ult. from Guan. Let's see what they're itemizing here for a minute. Right now they're still like 2k down troopers, and looks like Morgan ends up getting the kill off of Agni. Cupid ults on top of himself to try to defend himself, but Morgan ults in and is
wow,
able
Sneaky
to...
Dreams decides to go into the Cupid ult and beads it so he can keep the aggression up and get the kill. That was a good aggressive play coming out of the Pele to pick up that kill right there. See a little bit of itemization difference here coming out from a couple of a couple of the builds here. We see the Apollo opting to go into that Berserker shield. I'm guessing which is it's been kind of interesting to see hunters picking up something from that tree. Ooh, a lot of damage comes out onto that Yamoja. She's just not tanky enough yet. She doesn't have a ton of health, I think, is the problem here. Yeah, she opts for that breastplate first, but and as a result, she doesn't have that Gauntlet of Thieves, which is such an important, first item.
Oh my god!
Great Yamojo comes out, traps the Guan, and that's gonna be a kill. Satin Graph deserves that kill right there after such a good Yamoja wall. The Sun Wukong coming over here, causing some, some disarray, in the middle lane. It looks like, the Oni Fury's coming up, so that's really a great rotation coming out of this Wukong. Atlas is up in the air, looks like he's gonna jump on Sneaky Dream. He picks up the kill, but gets return killed by the Agni. Morgan ults into Apollo and comes up behind, and the other Apollo, the real Apollo, manages to pick up a kill on the Ganesh. Ooh, Angriest Arcanine gets that 1-2 combo off on the Morgan and manages to clean up the Yamoja as well. And it's a 2 for 2. It's the jungles and the supports from both teams.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's preparing for Oni. It looks like everybody's just gonna should reset here and just wait for the next big team fight. But it looks like they're all gonna take a peek over here to see who's gonna mess up here. The Guan is actually pressuring up forward. I'm actually kind of worried, but he's only one level down.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, one of them was to start Oni right now. I don't think it would be, I do think it would be the Super Troopers, Oni to take. They have the Guan Yu, they have the sustain, and without the Yamoja, who, just came back. If they did start it, it wouldn't have been too surprising.
I would have been pooping my pants if I were to pull gold right then and there.
Well,
meanwhile, love.
Zex is gonna get caught out over here. The beads come out, but he's safe. Yeah, the Fields of Love dropped as well there. So Big Baby Copeland does not have an ult. Looks like Super Troopers are just all over this this red buff right now. Sun Wukong birds in, which is a ballsy play by this Narwhalaby, but
there's a lot of indecision coming from both sides of the teams right now.
Yeah. They're just kind of dancing around, I mean, hoping. I'm guessing just just hoping one team overextends and and they might be able to get this pick. But it feels like
vision, so
nobody's really there, and it looks like they're gonna start this up. Yeah, Super Troopers is gonna start this up. No game schedule kind of separated.
Yeah,
this first round.
It's
gonna go down pretty much for free here. They're gonna pick up this.
End up securing the gold tier here. The waves go down, they crash, nothing happens.
Yeah, both supports ult are out, but it just wasn't enough. Sneaky Dream does picks up the kill on Bad Karma here. It looks like he's gonna pay for it. The Rat ult drops. Huge Apollo ult comes in. Knocks up the Ratatosker. Zex is gonna pick up a double kill here. And Zex has had a couple really great rotations on this Apollo. However, Morgan, Angriest Arcanine, is gonna turn into the Apollo as well and pick up his own kill on Sneaky Dream. But it was a 3-for-1 in favor, of no game scheduled here.
They also lost mid-tower.
I wouldn't be surprised if, with the Apollo up, this sounds like potentially a fire giant here. It looks like they're just gonna push out the right wave though.
Yeah, with the Wukong moment, I think it'd be best for them to just reset and like
Yeah, yeah.
probably make a play over once everybody's already healed up and get some items online. Um, you know, the Guan's already 2 levels down. The Morgan's 2 levels up on the Agony, surprisingly. Like, with all things
Yeah,
considered,
yeah,
with
that's kind
how
of good.
things have been going.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know, yeah, I mean, I really feel like I mean that's been one of their kind of saving graces. You know, is that the Morgan kind of has been able to get in a little bit here and there. Yeah, I mean, kind of clean up some of these kills during the team fights.
Yeah, I hope to see hopefully we'll see her ult into like into someone else. Maybe hopefully into a Pele. See what she can do to the back line.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, she's been using that ult mainly lately just to, you know, just to kind of ult into that Apollo. Yeah, yeah. I mean, kind of just dive bomb people to clean up, you know, low kills. You know, which has been good. But it's usually been at the end of team fights. You know, I'm curious.
Mhm.
I'm curious to see kind of how it happens. You know, she's able to ult kind of early in a team fight. You know, so it's something a little more impactful, like in the team fight. You know, just kind of break
Is that a
the
pretty
fight
much
wide
grab?
open. You know, and again, you know, we're seeing this kind of objective dance happening. You know, this time on the right side of the map.
Looks like they're gonna
Dash
have
comes
that
out from
Pele
Cupid.
here.
Feels the love comes out from Cupid. That's a lot going into Sneaky Dream here. Another ult comes out. Sneaky Dreams just had 3 ults blasted onto him, and it looks like Apollo just got ulted by the other Apollo. But Morgan's gonna pay for it.
Doublecong's doing a
No,
really
she
good
just
job zoning
manages
out
to
3
get
people in
out.
the back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There was a lot going into that entire thing, but yeah, a lot of the Super Troopers just got out with very, very little health. That Morgan is quite low. Atlas does manage to pick up a kill on Zex here, and that's going to be pretty big for them, not having the jungle or the ADC here to kind of prevent anything from happening. Angry Sarkinine looks like he's looking to back maybe as the Morgan, but it seems like he's going to opt to stick around. They just take the Pyromancer here, which I don't think is a bad move. A lot of ults were expended. Actually, all of the ults of Super Troopers are expended.
Ace got caught out here, was pushed too far up, and he's gonna get severely punished for it. Looks like he might be able to get out. Even though the team fight might happen, but
Man, hey, you know, that's
no
just
mana.
you know, that's just one of those things that that Guan Yu can do. Yeah, I mean, even from behind, he was able to kind of just bait himself out enough to kind of get the rest of the team there, pull off, get a heal when he was low. You know what I mean? To keep him out, to keep him out of death's door. Yeah, you know what I mean? And then the team kind of showed up and pushed him out. A shell had to come out actually from the Sun Wukong to make sure he got out. Yeah, I mean.
Mhm.
It's just one of those things. You know, as the game gets longer and longer, it's really gonna come down to Guana's gonna start having more and more of an effect in these fights.
Well, we'll see how long it'll take him. Looks like Alice is being chased down by Wukong, but looks like he decides not to continue chasing. Fear rotations are coming over. Apollo's pushing up that fuel lane right now. I would like to see them go for probably start preparing for Fire Giant here.
Yeah. I mean, the gold is coming up shortly, but we're at the point where, it's just gonna be a regular gold fury. Fire's kind of gonna be that next big objective. Start looking at.
Hmm.
And looks like
Looks like
Cupid gonna
Sneaky
get
Dream is
chased
going
here
in.
by the blink comes out. The ult comes out as well. Sneaky Dreams gonna pick up the kill on Cupid. But Rat's gonna come back for Sneaky Dreams.
Is
Just
it
trying to
worth
get
it
some
though?
distance. He decides
Is
to
it
stay
worth
close to
it,
the
Rat?
Apollo, which is a really good choice to get the help. Cupid. Oh, Morgan turns into the Cupid as well. Anger's Arcanine pops into the Cupid, manages to get a kill there.
It looks like
And
I wonder if the
then
Morgan's able to get out. Unfortunately, he dies to the tick.
ooh, Big P picks up the kill on Angriest Arcanine as well, so it's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of no game scheduled here. One of the things is, during a lot of these exchanges we've seen kind of the kills kind of fall in favor of No Game Schedule. They haven't really been able to get some of these bigger things after fight. You know what I mean? They haven't been able to get the Gold Fury. The Fire Giant, and here they're finally, you know what I mean? Finally capitalizing, starting to take down some towers. You know what I mean? But the game just doesn't end at the team fight. You know?
Yeah, no, just
looks like they're dropping back for this Gold Fury now as well. Well,
Guan pushes up mid. Looks like
the whole front line is deciding to split push right now with the Guan in mid and the Ganesh all the way in right.
Yeah, gotta get that gold somehow, right?
Hey, you know.
Looks like I hope hopefully Guan is able to retreat here. Looks like they're gonna let him go. I would love to see them punish the Guan from split pushing mid there.
Yeah.
Looks like No Game Schedule is gonna go ahead and start pulling Fire Giant here.
I mean, I don't know if they have vision over there, or whether they know that Big Baby Kelpie's all the way across the map, but either way, I think this is a good call. Ooh, the ult comes out from the emoji. It almost caught the Ganesh on the opposite side. The Ganesh ult drops to try and secure the Fire Giant, but they drop the Fire Giant in the meantime. We see Rat going up. Looks like he's going to do something. A Frenzy drops from the Ganesh, but there wasn't really anything to follow up with. It looks like I think they thought they were going to try and catch somebody, and they just didn't manage. Angry Darknine picks up a kill on Agni, and like dreams of trying to pick up the kill, but Atlas manages to double back and help out. Son Wukong's trying to do what he can, you know, but it's just not enough. It's like Apollo's ulting over now, and I mean, it's just one of those things where if they forgot about the Apollo, I mean, it could do something here. Cupid ult drops, and our Wallaby drops as well. Beats come out from the Apollo, and now it's just on the hunt. Can he get away? Cannot. Angry Darknine manages to pick up the kill on Zex. Yamoja's gonna go down as well, and that's a full team wipe.
Yeah, I'm really
Big P just came back up actually, because that's how long the team fight kind of got dragged out. But I mean that says Fire Giant written all over it.
Yeah, well hopefully we can get someone's zone out to Agni.
That's all back up.
No, you don't want a cheeky 3-bomb like steal from him. So all that hard work will be for nothing. Looks like the Guan unit spent pretty early. He beat the trying to get it away from him, but luckily they kill him. Super Troopers get the Fire Giant, and they're gonna go home.
You know, but nothing doing. I don't know if it was completely worth beads and Aegis, but yeah, it was a solid attempt. Maybe Copeland's gonna pick up the Pyromancer here as well, and that's all the objectives on the right side of the map. I mean, if I'm the Super Troopers right now, I'm just looking to knock down all those T2s, kind of regroup and see where you're at.
Yeah, start going from right to left here. Get rid of Fire side and then go to Gold side. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and go to Gold sides first, and then I want to see how No Game Schedule's gonna react to them. Right now, Gold's pretty even though it's been even throughout the game with No Game Schedule being 2K gold ahead for most of the game. Looks like there's a pause here for a moment.
So Turtle, you had mentioned that they should work from right to left as opposed from left to right. For the people kind of listening in, watching this, may not know that. Why is that?
Mainly because it's like once those towers are down, right? Usually you only have a little bit of time left before you can of that Fire Giant to use, and you want to start resetting for Fire. If you manage to get that Phoenix side down from Gold side, it's gonna be really hard for them to contest Fire. Looks like Jamota's gonna get kicked out here. It looks like
yeah. She drops the sprint to get herself out. Really good relic usage there because she managed to get out of that the Cupid ult. And get out of here with it using a 3. Meanwhile, in mid, we got a jump on the Agni here. Agni's pretty low. Atlas is up in the air, and Atlas has been playing pretty aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to jump back down on the Agni. And he does decide to jump back into the team fight. Atlas is pretty low. Afu's behind him, trying to get to him, but he gets cut off here. Apollo manages to kind of step in between. Sneaky Dream, meanwhile, manages to get on the Ratatosker and clean up that as well. Big stun comes out from Big P to kind of help create some separation. Umoja is going to get out. Sneaky's going to go right back onto Angriest Arcanine. Looks to pick up the kill here. The Aegis comes out. The silence comes out. Ganache, and it saves Arcanine. Great silence from Bad Karma there. Making sure
Yeah,
to
no,
get...
I see too many people throwing out their silences for no reason. Oh my god, there's a blink!
The blink coming, Narwhal says, I want more, and he gets it. He goes down, but so does Angriest Arcanine. I mean, wow, that was some aggression coming out from Narwhalaby. I respect it, but my god.
Alright, now looks like Super Troopers are going to continue pushing here. They're going to take that right tower. Hopefully... No game schedule's not going to let it go down without a fight. They managed to protect that tower. It looks like they're going to go ahead and reset Zexus and...
One thing I think we can kind of take away from, from that exchange right there is, I mean, we watched Agni drop 3 bombs on the Ganesh, and it did not do a whole lot of damage. And right now, you just see him finally start picking up that Soul Reaver here. So I mean, if I'm Big P, I'm looking at trying to get some more percent penetration kind of in power into this build here to at least make it so that when he drops damage onto these tanks, it makes them second guess.
I'm hoping to see more damage out into the back line because that Morgan keeps like sneaking in and out, and they're not saving their abilities for that Morgan, so that Morgan's able to clean up and actually really, well, not clean up, but like able to get some damage off into the back line when most of their abilities are on cooldowns because she's being sneaky. She's ulting into Apollo. Cupid dashes in into the Wukong, and then they're gonna try to pick him up here. It's kind of really difficult to come in and get his ult out though.
That's both supports out. Ooh, good stun coming out to try and pick up Afu. Afu goes up into his ult. Big Baby Copeland drops his ult. And it looks like, Narwhal could have managed to pick up the kill on the Guan. So jungle down on no game schedule, solo down on Super Trooper side. Here comes some Agni bombs. The silence on Ganesh is down. Narwhalaby's in there just tanking some damage. They're doing a good job of trying to stay away. But no game schedule is going to get picked up here. Atlas manages to dive on that. And Apollo's starting to clean up now, though. The shell comes out to save Big Baby Copeland. Apollo's going to drop. And this is going to be, looks like another team wipe here, unless, unless Umoja can try and make something happen. But she's out of Omi, so I don't see it going well for her. Sure enough, Umoja drops as well. Now, can we go to the itemization here for a second? I mean, one of the things that that we have to keep in mind is Sun Wukong has a ton of health bill right now. He's also got the the Soul Leader here, but he just doesn't have a ton of protections to combat that Cupid damage coming in. Sneaky Dreams blinks in, manages to find a double kill here, and saves the Phoenix. Angriest Arcanine picks up the kill on Sneaky Dream, but if I'm Sneaky Dream, that's a win for me. I'm very happy with that outcome. Great job on, just getting in there.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Super Troopers were really trying to get that Phoenix. Like, after all that fighting, they really wanted that Phoenix down. They didn't want to leave for nothing, but unfortunately, it cost them a little bit more. Looks like Morgan's going to go ahead and ult this Apollo here. See if they can burn this gold here before anybody shows up. Get that primal. It's going to be really good at get for Fire Giant here. We managed to secure it. Looks like they're gonna start preparing for the right-hand side of the map here. At least if I were no game schedule, I would start like putting wards up over there, making sure for the next fight. Still, anybody's game so far.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 5K difference right now, going in favor of Super Troopers. But at this point in the game, it's not 5K isn't as impactful as it you know what I mean, kind of as it was as it can be in the early goings of the game. And everybody's almost full build now.
Hmm. Looks like they're doing this weird dance again. Around the objective fight. Want to see if they're gonna expend. I hopefully they don't expend so many resources onto the Wukong because Wukong's just like nearly unkillable, especially if he has his ult up. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to see Wukong kind of pick up a mantle or something here, kind of as that last kind of item here, just to get some tanking some more protections online. Because I feel like once he does, he's actually going to get the amount of health he has. Super Troopers gets the Pyromancer despite
Practically uncontested,
Yamoja's
yeah.
best attempt with that one.
You know, if she manages to do that without one, I'd be so upset. Like, oh my gosh, do you know how hard
I've
it is
seen
to
I've
pull
seen
that
crazier
one?
steals.
Oh gosh, no, I'd be upset. I'd be more mad. I wouldn't be
And it
hyped. I
looks like
would be
they're all
mad.
around the fire giant now. They starting it, and no game schedule is really all over. They're all around it, but nobody's really paying attention. They drop it. Looks like they're gonna go back here for the fight. Our Wallaby's kind of off on his own, but so is the Ratatosker, who's back at the speed buff right now. I don't really know if no game schedule would realize that was a 4v5 situation for a moment, but
My blessing for
Before
you.
before Apollo is still trying to get up there, but I guess he could have ulted
yes,
in,
yes, yes.
if anything.
Yeah.
Both could have ulted in. So another contesting vision.
I think that's been one of the most interesting things about a lot of these team fights, though, is that there is so much kind of semi-global pressure here and global pressure with the Apollo ult, the Rat ults, the Morgan able to turn into either one of them. There's been so many kind of break off and reinitiations coming out of these team fights because all of a sudden, and then the Rat joins the fight, and then the Apollo, you know what I mean?
Many
It's been really
waters.
interesting kind of watching these fights because they've been like layered fights.
Yeah, of
Not
course they
as
have
soft
been.
as it looks.
I can't. I'm trying to see what's gonna happen here. I'm wondering if if Yamo just trying to get like a cheeky wall, trying to see if she can get someone. Looks like she's saving it. She's not gonna use it on the Guan Yu. Guan Yu's level 20. He
Yeah.
already has most of his items online, except for his last last well second to last item. Looks like Apollo's ulting over.
Yeah, interesting to see Apollo go up in the air here. He all comes out from Yamoja. Looks like they did end up trapping the Guan in. I mean, I feel like if everybody was there, like if all of No Game Schedule was kind of on that call, that they could have burned down the Guan, but I just don't think everybody was on the same page for that one.
No, looks
Guano
like
comes
they're
out,
gonna
but
take
doesn't
it
get
back.
anybody. Now the chase is on. Ratato's girl comes in. All of the ults drop for Super Troopers, and they managed to get a really solid cleanup out of that. Big Baby Copeland picks up Sneaky Dream. Atlas is very, very low in the back, so he's going to get out of here. Apollo's still alive, though, and Apollo's doing quite a bit of damage right now, so I mean it's not the worst, but but losing that mid jungle combo, to that Ganesh Cupid combo, is pretty unfortunate for No Game Scheduled right now.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate that that the Umoja had expended her all. Like I was talking about, I hope they don't use it on the Guan, and like also Zex's ult was also used, the Apollo was used, so now they're just kind of just waiting around.
Morgan's walking around
Hopefully-
the backside here. I don't even think anybody knows it. She's gonna manage to one-shot Zex with that combo. And that's gonna be a lot of damage coming out of that Morgan, and that's gonna be huge in securing this fire giant, which it looks like it's about to do. I don't really see any way that Wallaby kind of picks this up. If he doesn't, he uses his ult to at least make sure he gets out, which is a good call.
Yeah, I guess right now No Game Schedule needs to go and start defending Phoenix here. Hopefully he'll be able to get out. Super Troopers are gonna go ahead and
He
reset.
cuts back. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, Oni Fury does come back up here now. I wonder if Super Troopers back just so they could all reset and get to that Oni Fury and then push with the Fire Oni combo.
Yeah, I hope so too. It'll be very helpful with their both of those to dive in. What I would like to see is them to dive in with the Oni Fury, because you know, we've all been there where we're waiting to go in, but then you know the mage clears the wave like before it even enters. So
Yep.
while you're going into the sieging against Phoenix, it'd be really helpful for Super Troopers here to pick it up. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and contest. They're not afraid of this enhanced fire giant here. I'd be afraid. I'd be sitting at home.
Yeah. Call me when it's over, right?
Yeah, you know. Oh no, looks like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah. You do not really want to fight until that enhanced fire giant runs out. Yeah, but I mean, it seems like they're at least gonna try and delay them from getting this Oni Fury, which I don't necessarily disagree with either. I mean, enhanced fire giant's gonna be rough enough, but you attack the Oni Fury on it is gonna be very, very difficult to defend here.
And looks like the ball's gonna go ahead and go on and Super Dream here. Super Dream and pops up. Every schedule
Oh, they
somehow.
stole the Oni Fury, and there you go. I mean, hey, I just talked about how they don't want to fight with the enhanced fire giant, but I mean, managed to get what they wanted out of it. It looks like, I mean, if I'm no game scheduled, I just want to disengage here. But it looks like the fight, the chase is on. Sneaky manages to get out there. Actually, it's really impressive to me. The bombs come out from Agni, and Atlas dove in, and he might catch himself in some trouble here, and he does. Our Wallaby goes down. Sneaky goes down as well. There's a ton of damage coming out from Big Baby Copeland right now, and it manages to push back Yamoja, and Big P are gonna have to back here to get the base. Paul is trying to stop the Phoenix, but you know, it's a 1v4 situation, and you know, and that's gonna be it for left Phoenix. But I mean, wow, that was an interesting kind of engagement. I mean, I don't know. I think they should have invested a little more into just running.
I mean, if I were Super Troopers, I think I would have like pushed a little bit further. Their time
Good ult
is
comes
so
out of Yamoja,
far.
trying to keep people away, just kind of separate things. I mean, we're at that point where I mean, the #1 rule is don't fight outside of the Phoenix, right? Oh, Big Baby Copeland takes a lot of damage there, though. Might have to kind of back out. Looks like he does. He's gonna kind of heal up off the speed buff, though. It looks like so. And with the Guan Yu, I mean, it's not only gonna be a matter of time before he's back to full health. It looks like they're just gonna try and take this right tower now. You know, which if I'm no game scheduled, I'd
Just relax.
yeah, we just kind of have to give that up. I'm a little interested by
Yeah,
the
that was an
itemization
interesting
coming up.
gamble for no game schedule to go ahead and contest Oni Fury.
Yeah. No, it's definitely very interesting.
Looks like they're gonna go ahead and start preparing for Fire Giant again. It's about to run out in a little bit.
Yep. I'm a little interested kind of by the itemization coming out here from from this Yamoja. I mean, he ended up picking up the gauntlet a little later in the game, but I mean, it was kind of that second, third item choice, which isn't necessarily bad, but I mean, if you're gonna do that, I think having a sovereignty kind of early kind of really helps there a lot. I mean, picking up the breastplate, I'm sure to make sure that she gets that only passive.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think something like a Lotus Crown or something might have been a much better option there, in my opinion. And you know what I mean? That way, the heals are helping everybody on the team. You know what I mean? You're still getting a good amount of that mana that you need.
To help increase the passive.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I think you can kind of, you can kind of see the effect it's having. I mean, she's getting bursted down very quickly in these fights, and I mean, she just doesn't really have a ton of physical protections to keep her from feeling that Big Baby Copeland autos. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah. I'd love to see her kind of pick up in like a sovereignty or something, or a Lotus Crown kind of as this last item in replace of the boots, and I think it will really kind of help her for this last leg of this game.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna go ahead and pick up Fire Giant here.
Fire Giants, yeah, get picked up.
They're all
Yep,
pushing.
all the way and left though. I mean, Big Baby Copeland sees it. Atlas sees it though. Sorry, he in his back. Fire Giant does go down. Yamoja and Agni are in a bad spot right now with 4 members of Super Troopers chasing them down, and no game schedule. Just kind of has to retreat from the left side. Phoenix as well. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they just weren't expecting the fire giant. Maybe they just didn't have timer on it. You know, to know that it was back up. And, you know, but it seems like a bit of a misplay there, trying to get that left Phoenix.
Fortunately, Rat was able to stall Apollo a little bit here, but looks like they're unable to do an effective push. I want to see this left Phoenix try to go down as soon as possible with Rat split pushing. Looks like they're spending a lot of resources. They're taking quite a bit of poke from the Agni. Agni is just so great for that anti-siege, you know?
Yeah, those bombs are so powerful. Left Phoenix does come back up here, and Sneaky Dream is squaring off with Atlas over here. And I mean, with the way Sneaky Dream has been playing, I'm confident. You know, I mean, if I'm no game scheduled, I'm kind of confident that 1v1, you know, I mean, would probably go the way of the Pele, just based on how, you know, just based on the performance he's had, kind of in these 1v1 situations all game. You know, so it's kind of a you know, weight off the back. You know, to let you know that we kind of really only have to focus on it. As I say, the engagement kind of starts here, and we look to see what happens. Atlas backs off. Big T manages to pick up the kill on Baby Copeland, and that's huge because the amount of damage that the Cupid has been putting out in that big fields of level has just been gigantic for you know, the Super Troopers team. So I mean, that's pretty big. And the left Phoenix does get saved here.
Unfortunately,
manages to save it.
Yeah,
Looks like
unfortunately, Big Baby's going to be out for like almost an entire minute, well, 47 seconds. It looks like these guys are going to run in and take advantage of that. Because at this point of the game, it's anybody's game. Whoever just dies, right now, they have the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the point where one team fight wipe ends the game for either team here. Although, you know, the only thing that's in the back of my head is that there are still 4 members with Enhanced Fire Giant. You know what I mean? So it is a 5v4, but it's like a 5v4.5 with that Fire Giant buff, you know?
I mean, it looks like they're going to play it safe and start getting these towers here.
Yep. I mean, I think it's a good call. Yeah.
Looks like these guys are going to go ahead and reset, allowing Big Baby to come back. He was about to spawn in either way. I want to see what Super Troopers are going to do now. See if they're going to go ahead and pick up the Primo, or they're just going to go ahead and try one more.
Yeah, Primo is up now. I mean, if I'm no games given here, I don't know. I think we just kind of. I think grouping up and pushing out the last couple waves that could have been. I think there might have been one more fire wave kind of in that left lane. You know, was a good idea. And yeah, I mean, just make sure all the Phoenixes kind of get back up to full. You know, I mean, Fire Giant. You know, there's about another maybe 2.5 minutes on this Fire Giant here. I mean, there isn't much to do, kind of other than just kind of make sure that when you guys have that next big fight, your home base is as strong as it can be. You know, all your Phoenixes are back up to full. Yeah, I mean, I think Super Troopers kind of realizes that though, and it looks like they're gonna try and take this Phoenix out before this next Fire Giant happens. Good ult comes out from the Mojo. The Ganesh drops his ult as well. Phoenix is gonna go down here, but oh man, Super Troopers grouped up pretty hard there. Morgan's gonna get caught out for it. Big Baby Copeland drops as well, and that is a lot of damage Super Troopers no longer has. This is a gigantic fight for no game scheduled right now. Thorns drops on the Guan Yu. Apollo just kind of keeps up the chase here. Guan should be good to get out though, and it seems like they're gonna get out only losing 2 of the members of the team. But I mean, kind of like we said at this point, you know, one team fight can kind of determine it all at this point.
Yeah, of course. Looks like No Game Schedule's gonna go ahead and run towards shove themselves towards the Phoenix. I don't know if Super Troopers are gonna have much contest here. Looks like the next not going to hold, and they're just gonna stop
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good Ganesh ult to kind of keep that separation. Yeah, I mean, Yamoja does get her ult off as well. Atlas drops here, and they're able to re-engage on this Phoenix. I mean, Apollo actually really far back, not even there anymore. I know he got hurt very, very low, Zex did, so it looks like he's trying to heal up a buff or something. Apu picks up the kill on Sneaky Dream, and I mean, this has just been an all-out. I mean, these engagements have been very, very back and forth throughout the entirety of this game. Morgan ult drops, turning into Apollo, thinking that the engagement was going to go on longer than it did. So I mean, that's actually, I mean, pretty big for no game scheduled to have that out. I don't even know if they realized it.
Your Titan is under attack.
Minions are pushing in on the
This
Titan right
game
now.
has been going on.
But yeah, this is a back and forth.
Yeah, it's such a, you know, it was unfortunate to see Super Troopers fall in that last push over there at the left side Phoenix, and they ended up losing in Phoenix here. For that loss in the team fight, looks like they're gonna go ahead and try to pick up Fire Giant, but Narwhal's gonna have not gonna let him do it for free.
yeah.
Yeah. Looks like Apu here just trying to poke out the Wukong. I don't think it'd be a drone. Looks like they're trying to
A lot of damage up on this Wukong. The silence almost made it so that he couldn't get his ult off in time, but he does. There's still a lot expended on that Wukong though. And Apu is now kind of deep alone. Like nobody's really there to help him, but he manages to just dash away. Seems like
Apollo seems to have used his ult.
yeah. I think he's
Unfortunately, it looks like they're gonna go ahead and reset.
Yeah. It seems like both teams really wanted their blue buffs all of a sudden, so they kind of just dispersed to the blue buffs, and looks like they're gonna reconvene here on this Fire Giant.
Yeah. Like.
It looks like they're gonna take Pyro here pretty easily. Super Troopers are gonna take it kind of uncontested.
Yeah, I'm just here. If I'm Super Troopers, I would want to bait out a fight by Fire Giant, not really commit, because at this point, you know, whoever dies is like, it's GG. So I would want to bait, not commit too much to it.
Frenzy
like,
drops.
Frenzy being dropped
this
there.
Fire Giant. I think they're very close to getting it. Ooh, and they do. That's huge. They just got that Fire Giant without really having to fight for it at all. I mean, ooh, although Arcanine gets kicked out here by Sneaky Dream and Narwallaby chasing him down. That's pretty big. Wow, that's just such an interesting fight, man. The Fire Giant goes down kind of without a you know, any real contestation.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
I was worried about
yeah, you know, and then all of a sudden,
being able to get a pick after the Fire Giant after certain being committed. Yamoto ults in here trying to get the right Phoenix here. Looks like
yeah.
they able to separate most of the team.
A bunch of ults come out here though as well. That's gonna go down. Atlas is very low. Atlas goes down. Big P manages to get out of that Ganesh ult. And I mean, it's, oh jeez. This is such a just back and forth fight. It's just like no team gets enough in a team fight. Like you know what I mean? They don't get enough swing their way. It's either like a 2-for-1 or like a 3-for-2. You know what I mean? It just makes it so hard to get anything done after the team fights, you know?
Yeah, with Ingress Arcanine coming up here, it looks like they're gonna go ahead and pick up Oni Fury. This is
I don't know, Fury might have something to say about this. Okay, oh, and he picks up the Oni Fury and manages to get out on 1 HP. Wow, that was big. That was really big for them. Now the Oni Furies are going to be coming down. They're also going to have the extra fire wave that's going to be coming down for that last wave on the left Phoenix here. I mean, if I'm no game schedule, I push up with that, let the Oni waves push out. Maybe have Sneaky split push one of those Oni waves up to a different Phoenix.
Looks like the emoji is he's going to try to like group up all all the minions together. Which is actually pretty good, so that way you can have it. Oh, looks like a couple of
the blink comes out. Engages on Arcanine, who's trapped. He's the emoji ult as well. Great engage by Narwallaby to kind of set this up. And now the damage is coming out from this Agni, who's now got the Soul Reaver online as well. He's got the Rod of Tahuti online as well. Says you want damage, I've got it. The dash comes out. Narwallaby picks up the kill on Bad Karma. And now we have a full no game schedule team. Kind of as I said, they managed to keep their whole team alive and get a couple picks. Looking to kind of drop this left Phoenix here. Phoenix goes down, ult comes out from Guan, gets the stun, just manages to kind of separate enough. But Sneaky Dream in the back line gets the kill on Big Baby Copeland. Guan Yu is very low, Ratatosk is very low. This may be it.
Looks like it is. It's like
Guan Yu is
there's
doing
that time
everything
to
in his
overtake
power to
Texas.
try and make something happen here. This is not going to be enough. No game scheduled. Kind of turns that around a little bit. You know, it was close the whole time, you know, but it seemed like Super Troopers was getting kind of the better end of the exchanges a lot of the time. You know, manages to turn it around, you know, and pick up that kill. What a
Yeah,
good
that late you
first
have
game.
to stay grouped though. Yeah, that late of the game, like we had two people in mid. We had Guan and Rat both in mid or somewhere in the jungle when they were collapsed on wall. Yamoja was grouping up those minions together, and it's just unfortunate to see that happened to like lose because you weren't together as a team that late on. Because again, like what we were saying, it like past 30 minutes. At this point of the game, it's over. It's over. It just wouldn't be over because everybody was always grouped up and exchanging 2 for 2,
Yeah,
2 for 1,
yeah.
or 3 for 2. You know, and it wasn't enough for that extra push. Or neither team was confident to go ahead and push the Phoenix down, which makes sense because you don't want like a catastrophe happening and you end up losing more members than you need to. Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh
Huge
well.
damage numbers coming out from a lot of the carries here. I mean, Big Golden at 64K. I mean, Agni
Well,
pulled out almost
ridiculous.
51K. You know, Sneaky Dream pulled out a lot of damage as well. You know, I really think you know, that game kind of comes down to the fact that I mean, past that 20-minute mark, you know, maybe a little sooner. You know, if you're not grouped up with your full 5 team, you know, you're always risking something. You know, and I think that's just kind of what it was. You know, I think Narwhalaby did a great job, kind of acknowledging, hey, there's only 3 here, and we have more numbers than that. You know, and math is great. You know.
I went to elementary school, guys. Let's
I went to,
go.
right.
No offense to anybody. It was just a stupid joke.
I only need
Like
one
no, but
hand for this. 1, 2, 3.
um,
Okay, we're good. Like,
yeah. Sometimes
you know.
it's just as simple as that, guys. It's not you know like certain parts of the game. It shouldn't be as complicated as that. We have more people. We can get this. You know.
Hmm.
So congrats on No Game Schedule winning game one. I can't wait to
Yeah, yeah.
see a game
Yeah,
two.
yeah. Yeah. I think game 2 is going to be really interesting. You know, I don't know. It was a very even game. You know, I mean, kind of other than like, I don't know if I guess slight kind of itemization things and you know what I mean, and just kind of like things that I think would have helped the individual players. Yeah, you know what I mean, kind of do more. You know, I mean, I don't really know what major adjustments, yeah, you know, need to happen. Yeah, you know, I think they had a good draft. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just, and you know, I think one of the big things, you know, is just making sure they're grouping up. You know, when it's time to group up. But
Yes.
but yeah.
But let's see. Let's get Danny ready for the second game. We will,
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple minutes here. You know.
see you guys in a bit.
And hello everyone. Welcome back. We're now here with Vaughn again. Now Super Jurors get the first pick and no game schedules get the second.
Yeah,
How you
game
doing?
two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that was such a back and forth game one. And, I'm kind of excited to see how changes and stuff like that. That comes out. Cthulhu band starting here from Super Troopers. Cthulhu's been obviously such a strong pick since his release.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see Cthulhu in my game. It looks like Persephone is coming out. You know,
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised to see Persephone being banned out this early on, um, particularly because I've always seen, you know, players struggle with Persephone at this level. It looks like we're gonna get the standard Yamoja ban. Thank God, because she was, she had some pretty decent ults here and there last game.
Yeah, if I'm Super Troopers, I definitely don't want that back. No game scheduled. Also giving the respect band to the Morgan here on the other side of the Super Troopers, which I think is a good move. I think Morgan was doing a lot for them, kind of getting into the back line a lot, and wasn't really able to be checked as often as they would want to keep her in check.
No, of
The,
course, and it
the
wasn't
Raw
until like
band
later
coming
on.
out as well. Yeah, and the Guan Yu band. We've definitely seen that kind of that meta shift of just healers being so prominent. Which makes Raw like so good right now. And
Set
Guan.
your
So
ruler.
I think it was a really good set of bands here. Super Troopers picks up this set first pick.
I'm actually surprised. I can't wait to see what the junglers or carry. You don't know where that reset's gonna go.
Yeah, mid. The second kind of go wherever.
Tsukuyomi.
The
Oh,
Tsukuyomi
Tsukuyomi.
getting picked here as well for no game scheduled.
Ganesh.
It's like they let it go, and then we're
And the
gonna pick up
Ganesh pick as
Ganesha.
well. Yeah. I think that's a good pick as well. I think Super Troopers. I think Bad Karma did a good job with those Ganesh ults during a lot of those fights.
No, of course.
So I think I think taking that away from him, is going to be a good move. They do go back to the Cupid here.
I mean, Cupid
Cupid's
works
been such a
pretty well with
strong.
them.
I yeah. Cupid's been such a strong
Sun
character
Wukong.
lately.
And looks like they're gonna pick up Sun Wukong again. Looks like no wait, Super Troopers had Afu. Afu was Guan Yu, right?
Yes, yeah.
So they're gonna
Yeah,
take
so
it
Super
away from
Troopers has
Nugget.
taken the Sun Wukong away from Narwallaby over here, which I think is another good decision as well. I think he did a lot for them in that fight. Jing Wei coming out here for no game scheduled. I think Jing Wei is just kind of always one of those kind of safe picks. She's got a lot of ways to make sure she stays safe. A lot of ways to get back to lane. Yeah, her passive lets her get back to lane. Super fast. Lets her
Yeah.
farm better. And once you get a Jing Wei late game, there isn't really many things scarier than that.
No, you don't. Well, seeing that match took 50 minutes, maybe they are hoping to get to late game again, and maybe this Jingwei will like show her full colors in this game.
I
Looks like there's
yeah.
not a Jeffrey Gan. Oh, excuse me, ban here.
The battle bug, man. They got to ban out the battle bug.
It looks like they're
Yeah,
getting rid of
Capri's been getting a
early
lot of pick
pressure
lately.
mids here, so they're getting rid of the Poseidon. You don't want to face a Kraken in level 5.
Yeah. That's a scary thing. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad ban at all. The Terra ban comes out here as well. That's kind of an interesting ban. I don't know if
Hmm.
they know that the Super Troopers kind of play that Terra a lot, maybe possibly. Like I don't know, but I mean, it's kind of interesting to see considering Ganesh has that silence, and can kind of stop, can
A
stop
lot
that
what Terra
dash,
can do.
But
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, no, I've been there. That sucks.
and the hair ban coming out as well.
Yeah. They got rid of a lot of mid laners here. Looks like I'm gonna
Yeah.
see who they're gonna pick up. No game scheduled. Looks like they're gonna go
Kukulkan.
ahead and pick up
Ooh,
Kukulkan.
they go with the Kukulkan. I do love Kukulkan, man. He's one of my favorite gods. Yeah, I think he's yeah. I think if you get him left alone and farmed up, going to that late game,
Boom. Bots.
all he needs is one ult to change an entire game.
Mm-hmm. Looks
The
like
Hun bots coming out here. That's a good pick.
To the
Trying to get some space control.
darling.
Back. They have that. no game schedule kind of has that Ganesh for space
That
denial. Yeah,
is
and ooh,
Am I really believing my eyes here,
the
senor?
Kumba Karna
No, wait,
turtles.
no, 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 okay, yeah, Kumakarna. I love the guy. Wait a minute, he's my favorite god. But like, I'm stoked to see a set med right now. Like, I really want to see.
Oh yeah, that didn't even connect. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's gonna be a set mid coming out to Angriest Arcanine. I mean, I'm really curious to see how, uh, uh, see how that gets played. The Cerberus coming out in the solo lane here for no game schedule, man. These are interesting team comps right now. I think both teams kind of have like a couple really strong picks, then a couple kind of kind of off kilter picks. So I think it's going to make a very interesting blend moving forward into this into this game too. So I mean, without yeah, I don't know. I'm leaning towards man. I don't know. I'm leaning towards no game schedule on this. I think their team comp's a little different, like something you're not as used to. But I think they have the momentum coming off of the game one. So I'm gonna kind of go uh with them for this next game here.
oh yeah, I want to see how they're gonna utilize Tsukiyomi. I don't know who I'm gonna go for right now. I'm a little shook. I want to see the set mid. I'm like really excited. I'm also
Yeah, I mean,
ready
it's
to
definitely
see
going to be
Tsukiyomi
interesting for
go
sure.
because Sneaky Dream did a great job on the Pele early
Mhm.
on. So I want to see if he's gonna like take Suki and just gonna run with it.
Yeah,
Um,
for
let's
sure.
just see what happens in mid and like
Mhm.
everywhere.
All
Um,
right, so without
yeah.
further ado, we go to game two. We'll see you in a
Yeah.
minute.
And we're back, and we're ready to
Minions
see
have
game
spawned.
2 unveil before that. One thing I didn't get the chance to really talk about is the Humback's pick, because I was so baffled by not baffled, stoked. It's a better word for it. Stoked for the set mid pick.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely, it's something that we definitely haven't seen. So I'm really curious to see kind of how it goes.
Mm, I can't wait to see like how in team fights how this is gonna pan out. Like he's against Kukulkan, which if he just AFK forms, I think later on, Kukulkan will be doing fine.
Yeah, I mean, if
Um,
I'm Kukulkan, I mean, my game plan is do not fight the set. He already kind of started that 2-2. He's gonna go into that Book of Thoth. Which works so well with his passive. The early stages of his game is just gonna be farming for him.
mhm. Yeah, looks like there's some action going on here in duo. Kukulkan unfortunately didn't hit level 2 yet. Must have missed a creep.
Yeah, he's got a creep behind. It looked like, but now they're both level 2.
Looks like they're gonna back off and really push some pressure here. Wukong's getting pressure by the servers here.
Yeah. I mean, Cerberus, he gets a lot of kind of early damage off him. I mean, with his hit, he hit surprisingly hard. As Sun Wukong just found out. Great use of the stun though. By AP to try and stop that. Ooh, Narwhal did get the stun off though afterwards. But yeah, good back and forth there. Looks like Tsukiyomi's kind of pushing up a little bit here in this mid lane. Wukong tries to come over and get some damage off. Not a ton though.
You mean comebacks?
Yes, that one. The other one. Yeah.
I was so confused. I'm like, he rotated?
Yeah, this.
It's looks like over there in dual lane, Cupid and
Pushed up very
Guardian.
far. Big Baby Copeland and Bad Karma, yeah.
So they're gonna go ahead and back and retreat a little bit and relinquish some pressure here. Try not to get too much buck off from the minions. Cupid got a decent stun off of Satan. Satan grab.
Karma moves up. He does get silenced out. That looks like he was going for a mez to try and get both of them, but you know, good awareness by Ganesh.
Mhm.
Ooh, Afu's taking a lot of
Tsukiyomi
damage
and,
there. And it looks like, yeah, Tsukiyomi comes in for this invade. Well, it looks like he's gonna get rotated on by the jungle and the mid here. You know, this might be a pretty good turnaround.
It's a good rotation from mid here. They're gonna pick up
Yeah,
Narwhal.
Narwhal drops. It looks like Sneak Dream might drop here as well on the Tsukiyomi. 2 for 0 to start the game. The double kill going to Atlas on this on bots, and you know that's a, you know, it's almost like a complete flip from the beginning there. Yeah, you know, where Sneaky Dream had the double kill to start. You know, now Super Troopers jungler. You know, Atlas gets this double kill. So I mean, it's a good start coming out of the Super Troopers after, you know, after losing the game 1 here. You know, they're starting off with some fire.
Looks like a Coco's gonna
Atlas
look
drops
it
their blue
over
buff
to
as well.
rotate to Duo here, see if they can pick up Makarna. Poor man here. That was a nice.
Oh, great stun combo with the Ganesh catching the Kumbhakarna in the 3. You know, and Big P dropping that all. You know, that was just good communication. You know, good CC.
Yeah.
It's a good way to get a counter pick too. You know, but I like that you know, trying to make stuff happen. You know, off of that early level 5, you know, in the mid lane, you know, once that ult comes up, you know that looking for a potential rotation, you know, can be really beneficial, you know, and it kind of paid off there. So it was bold being a Kokokin and going that deep into the enemy territory, though, I will say.
I mean, he knew that a lot of people weren't right, and he was safe to make that rotation. So it was nice to see, like you said, nice to see him make a counter rotation.
Yeah. And you can actually see all of the wards deep in, you know, kind of deep in the Super Troopers jungle here. You know, I mean, they got the left mids all the way to the, you know, all the way to that Alpha Harpy, you know, kind of warded up in favor of no game schedules.
Yeah. Looks like Makarna's already rotated to mid here. See what they're gonna do. He's just kind of what's that right now? It's just kind of chilling. What's up? We want to head and secure their blue. Super Troopers.
It's good on CPM to make sure he gets it for the blue after Atlas took it before. Yeah,
All you have to do is believe.
Good ult from the
Ooh, yeah. Good Ganesh ult gets the beads out of the set here. Ult tried to follow up, however, we got a rotation coming out. Afu's gonna pick up Sneaky Dream, and I mean that's a good kill for him right there.
It looks like they went ahead and invaded blue. They're trying to retreat out. Hopefully Afu is able to retreat. Looks like he is. He's gonna go ahead and go back to farming. Cerberus without his blue buff is gonna be pretty tough here. Looks like he's gonna go ahead and ult him. So Afu should be able to get
Good
out.
stun off of that, by the way, as well. Yeah, very nice job. Coming off of the ult stun combo to try and just get some good damage out on the Afu. It's just gonna be so hard to kind of really make that combo work. He has so many tools to survive. Meanwhile, we see Kukulkan moving back to the jungle again.
He's gonna try to get an invade, but looks like they weren't able to deal with the Cupid zoning out.
Yeah. The Fields of Love drops by Big Baby Copeland here to kind of push him away. Meanwhile, the set's just kind of farming up in mid here a little bit.
Looks like Service is here looking for a rotation, but looks like he decides to second guess it and better just to go fall back. Set's here just still trying to farm him to where he could do things instead of just sitting around. Oh, I like to see the Ganesh going into Stone of Binding here.
Yeah.
It's an interesting pick. But since he is a little bit ahead of the Kumbhakarna, I guess he's able to um, expend some money into that item. Here, hopefully we'll see some more synergy with with Ganesh and the Vulcan.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of a risky pick. Yeah, I mean, he really only has like besides this all. Yeah, I mean, which is only like a a slow CC anyways. Yeah, I mean, he really only has his 3 to kind of proc it off of. Yeah, I mean, so it just kind of shows some confidence on his part. That he's going to be hitting those dashes.
It's like
Get the
over here,
coming
super troops
over.
are invading the purple, trying to expend their. Like actually not a lead, they're a little bit down here. I guess they haven't been effectively farming. To be just a little bit behind. They're only like 100,000 gold behind. Yeah, about 1,000 gold behind.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if they can make up that lead somewhere by invading. Looks like Kulkin's just gonna go ahead and try to clear the wave here. Afu here being a little bit ahead of the Narwhalaby. Actually, good to see. I'm wondering. It's good seeing that same disaster pulling out from last game. Tsukiyomi here just trying to poke out a mid. It's a very quiet game this set.
Yeah, it's
early
fine.
on.
I mean, we had some early, kind of after that early, rotation and the blue buff collapse. Yeah, it hasn't really been too much going on. I mean, gets echoed. At a high level. I mean, we're seeing SPL games. I mean, with a first blood, isn't until 15 minutes. Or something like that. And then all of a sudden, the game kind of blows up from there.
It's true. Even with 3-kill lead, the Super Troopers are still only very slightly behind. I want to see what else they're gonna do. I want them to do a little bit more with the sumbats here, because at the end of the day, right? If we look at Super Troopers and no game scheduled, who's gonna win late game will be no game scheduled. So I want to see them apply a little bit more pressure. But since they have the set, they're gonna have to wait a little bit longer until he's online. Usually around level 12. Until they can start wreaking havoc across the team, but I would like to see them use the Humbad. Looks like they're gonna start going for gold. Service is already over there. He gets a awesome ult off of Kumbhakarna.
Yeah, gets the beads out of set here. Kumba's stuck in his passive already, and then Atlas drops as well. Satin drops a shell that saves his life. And then Anger's Arcanine also going to get picked up here. This is a huge team fight win. Oh, Afu does pick up Peak Dream though on the backside. It looks like he's going to try and chase down the Trikulkin. It does not get to him. Big P turns around, drops the 1. And it looks like Zex kind of stepped in front of it.
It was unfortunate that Big Baby
stop him,
Copeland dashed into the tornado. Looks like he decided to fall back a bit. Unfortunately, he's the one that's alive out of this. Was Kumbhakarna killed during his passive, or was he let go?
Yeah, no, I believe he died in his passive as well, yeah.
No, because he died earlier. I think he was let go. Like I say, which is actually really smart. This is one thing I've always preached about Kumbhakarna. You see him fall, ignore him, and go for the rest of the team. Please, for the love of God.
Don't invest all your time trying to auto him when, I mean, when you have a Kukulkan dropping an ult on your face,
100%. Actually, I'm really happy to see that, because Kumbhakarna is a very much, I like to call him the diva of Guardians, because it's like, pay attention to me only.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Very distracted oriented,
Yeah, but I'm actually happy to see no game schedule, just drop him for to get a better reward for the team fight. Props on them.
Yeah, very good.
Also, good rotation by Narwhalaby there to actually create that fight happen. Unfortunately, they weren't able to pick up a gold. Everybody just ended up resetting because of how low they were.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Seth's having a hard time against this Kukulkan, just trying to clear and exist.
Yeah, yeah. Well. I think the set mid is a strong pick, but I mean, I think he really starts to shine once he gets like maybe another item or two online. Like yeah, I mean, he starts to get like I've seen a lot of Frostbound Hammer. Yeah, you know what I mean, in this kind of build. Yeah, I mean, he needs another item or two before he really starts to become, I would say like oppressive.
Looks like Ingress, Arcanine has to, fall back here.
Yeah, he's been getting caught by those whirlwinds and stuff like that from the.
Oh, looks like Wallaby here trying to get Atlas.
Wallaby is in, man. He dove under that, ran through the T2 or T1 just to get to Alice, ulted him, and manages to pick up that kill. I think Norwallaby has really been standing out this set. I mean, I think he's been really kind of making his presence known for solo lane, no matter what he's been on. The Gold Fury, after dropping that mid tower, goes away with no game scheduled. It's always tough when that mid tower goes down that fast. You know what I mean? Because that T1 in mid is such a defensive point. You know what I mean? It's like such a point of having that up. Really makes a lot of your pathing safer. You know what I mean? So it's make it a lot harder now. For Super Troops to really rotate around the map effectively and safely.
Yeah, well, also there's also a little pressure in mid. With the set pick early on, he's just not going to be able to outclear Mage, unfortunately, safely. Especially someone against Kukulkan, who just like 3'd the wave, and he constantly had pressure in mid, so him not being too worried about solo lane and then mid being out pressured causes a lot of free rotations for Narwallaby to kind of go in there and kind of just do whatever he wants. And unfortunately, Super Troopers are suffering for it.
Yeah. Interesting. Cerberus goes right into this Lotus Crown, and then in E-Staff, he's going a very, very aggressive, damagey kind of build here.
And a lot of health here, and you don't want to face Cerberus when he is he's like level 14 right now. He's the same level as like all the carries. You don't want to see him at all. Looks like Cupid fortunately is a level ahead of the Jingwei and dual lane, which is their Solus. Hopefully, they can get to a point where Cupid can do a little bit more in team fights. Just looking at level by level wise, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
for sure.
Unfortunately, Afu really needs to either like start rotating as soon as he rotates out. Looks like now Wallaby's already rotating into this weird fight that's gonna happen while he's clearing the wave, and it's already like like he's already ulting in.
Another blink comes out from Narwallaby as well. The beads and the ult drop from Atlas to get him out. I mean again, Narwallaby is just it's like when his blink is as soon as his blink's off cooldown, and then looks like he's looking to engage somewhere else. I mean, I think that's like 3 blinks in a row. That'll just happen very like one after the other. And they just keep getting stuff off of it.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna go ahead and try to see if they could maybe get enemy camp. I wonder if they're gonna. I doubt they're gonna go for fire. Yeah, no, they're just gonna go ahead and just.
Yeah. Looks like they're gonna reset, but I mean, I would guarantee you that at least a conversation happened. Like, can we get fire right now?
No. Yeah. Oh my gosh, are they rotating towards Cupid?
Yeah, I think they just realized. I think Cupid just realized. Hey, wait a second. Something doesn't seem right here.
Looks like instead he's gonna go ahead and get his purple buff. Looks like right now, like you mentioned, Lucky Schedule has a lot of war control on the map.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what I mean. I mean, it's it's one of those things that gives Kokoken in the mid lane that kind of that kind of
Confidence.
confidence to just to I mean to just, hey, I can just sit here and farm. I don't have to worry. Oh, I can rotate through here because we have good ward coverage and like I mean it's really opening up the safety of his rotations, which is just huge. And all of a sudden we start to see now Wallaby start to come over as well, working under from like that mid area after after Afu's kind of been floating around here for a little bit. The Oni Fury is coming up in about a minute here maybe.
Yeah, I feel like the rotation might have been a little too early. April's already going, and here to use his dash. Like, he had ult out of the service ult. With Quick Thunder coming up, I don't know, I'm not sure if that's worth it. Now he's like half health and out of position. So they're gonna look for a pick here.
I mean he did a good job of ulting that to make sure that Sir Wukong had to burn his ult, and then of course the pick happens there. Big Kokoken ult over the wall. He just kind of tracked that well and manages to hit Baby Copeland as well. And now I mean yeah, it looks like they're gonna kind of push for this left T1 here, and I mean maybe even look to see at this T2, at least take a stab at it before the Oni Fury drops.
Because they're gonna manage to get him.
Yeah, he will go down.
They have
Looks
a
like
lot of ward coverage for it.
Yeah. Sneaky Dream kind of backed up to just reset here real quick to try and meet him over at this Oni Fury. And and I don't think Super Trooper's gonna do anything about it. And then they kind of just separated and just kind of agreed to give it up, I guess. It looks like they're trying to get to this Pyromancer when it spawns, but it's just off enough on the timer to to where it's actually going to kind of make this a little bit dangerous as as No Game scheduled probably is going to look to rotate and cover that option, but looks like No Games is just going to kind of opt to reset here. Hop back to base. And Super Troopers is going to be able to react with that Pyromancer. Yeah, which that's such an important thing, and I mean that at low levels of play, I don't think really gets emphasized enough. I mean, when you're just starting out, it is I mean, making something happen on the other side of the map. You know what I mean, and being able to kind of counter react to things. I mean, we saw it in the early game when when they got caught out at the blue buff. Super Troopers rotated for the blue buff. A big piece that I'm gonna go to the other side of the map, and I mean, and they picked up that kill, on Big Baby Copeland. You know what I mean? And you just saw it there. Gold drops. Okay, they're getting gold. Let's go to the other side of the map. Let's see if we can get there. And Afu gets caught out here. The Ganesh ult did a great job of kind of keeping him stuck in. Another good ult comes out from Satin Graph. Looks like they're gonna pull a fire giant.
Fire. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 5v4. Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, you make him commit to it. Big Baby Copeland's ult drops. The Thorns comes out from Cerberus. In the meantime, Jing Wei is ulting away in the back. And we have a chase coming here. Super Troopers.
Yeah, Tsukuyomi ends up dying here. She's trying to chase him too hard here.
Yeah. That's one of those dangerous things about that Tsukuyomi ult is if the person realizes it's gonna end on them, they jump under their tower and they just sit there because when it ends, now you're under tower. So it can be a dangerous a dangerous ult if used at the wrong time.
Oh yeah. You don't want that in that situation. Sneaky Dream was in. Looks like they're gonna drop fire here. They're just gonna let it go. Or just gonna go ahead and reset, kind of go about their ways. It's unfortunate that Ingress Arcanine is having a little bit of trouble trying to do what he was doing before on the first game, where he was able to get a here and there. But he's having a harder time.
And especially doing what he wants to do as a set. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. And they're missing out like on a lot of that a big DPS from like from a magical carry. Um, it's just
Hmm.
unfortunate. Like we have the Kukulkan d- putting out a lot of damage numbers, and we also have Narwhalaby just kind of going ham into starting the fights every single time and just getting what he wants out of everybody.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And again, yeah, I mean, we take just a quick peek at kind of the ward coverage coming out from No Game Schedule. That I mean, they have from T2 to T2 essentially on the right side, both right sides of the map, kind of just straight up in a line, like warded. You know what I mean? It's just really good kind of coverage, and you know what I mean, to just cover options. You know, and it lets them kind of let them like have a little more confidence, stepping up into this fire pit.
I hope that Karma doesn't get caught out here since he's kind of pushed up a little forward. Big Afu and that Karma could take damage from the whirlwinds
Yeah,
of Kukulkan.
yeah.
So Kiyomi is just lingering on the right here, see if he can get a pick. Looks like he's gonna be able to get it, especially with Kumbhakarna lingering around, stopping most of his hits.
Narwhalaby, there goes that blink ult again. They didn't really
Look
get
over
much
there in the
off of it, but
backline.
now he's bringing the party back to them. Tsukiyomi manages to pick up a kill here, and Narwhalaby is very tanky, man. I mean, he didn't take a good amount of damage there. The thorns dropped, and that's just stuck in the fire pit. They managed to pick up. Ooh, Big Baby managed to pick up a double kill there, a triple kill, going the way of Big Baby Goblin. Big P managed to pick up a kill on Angriest Arcanine and to at least kind of stem the bleeding a little bit, but it's going to be a 3-for-2 going in favor of the Super Troopers here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but in the back line, Atlas ended up initiating with his ult, and then Graf ended up responding on landing his ult, the Dharmic Pillars on top of that, and it was just an interesting like squirrel that happened, and an unfortunate no game scheduled ended up losing that engagement for 2 for 3. Now he looks like here Baby Copeland's gonna go ahead and pick up the Pyromancer here.
One thing I'll say, yeah, is that both teams have been doing very good at making sure that when the Pyromancer's dropping, it's like channeled ability that you know what I mean, that they're getting the CC off on it. You know what I mean, to kind of cancel that extra damage buff that comes through. Yeah,
I would hope so.
it's one of those things. Yeah. You know, I mean, that can just sometimes get overlooked.
That's true. I remember, as your mojo got to owe me and the thing was coming up. I was like, oh well.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see how like that's the thing. Luckily nobody was around, but I remember. I went to a match and team was not happy.
I mean, it's one of those things that one of those little details that makes a big difference, and
Looks like they're gonna dance around here, the fire giant again. They're gonna need to contest more ward vision because again, Super Trooper needs to be better about getting deeper wards inside.
Yeah.
Just to see so that.
No Game did pick up the gold over and left before rotating back over here too as well, so they do have a little bit even more of a gold advantage,
Big Baby Copeland better be careful around here. You don't want to get accidentally knocked up by a fire giant in the middle of standing over there.
Yeah.
Looks like they're backing off. I want to see the Tsukiyomi kind of go in for the Cupid, but looks like he's just gonna let him push here. Well, Atlas is coming around from the back, trying to see if he can get a good ult in, but seeing Narwhalaby, he decides not to and starts falling back.
I don't blame him.
Narwhalaby's looking for a big blink here. I'm pretty sure he is. What I want to see is Afu and Atlas kind of go in together and like destroy the Kukulkan when they're able. Looks like Narwhalaby starts to engage. Big goal from Kukulkan.
Oh yeah, good goal. Sneaky man just killing Baby Copeland. Ifu's gonna drop into that ult, make sure he gets away. Ooh, Atlas jumps over the wall, right into the fire pit, gets caught out. Freaky Dream's gonna pick him up here. Setting with a good silence to make sure he can get away. Ifu is running away, trying to get out, but it's just not gonna happen. Anger's Dark Knight managed to get out as well as the Karna. That's a 3 for free going the way of no game schedule. That's a fire giant as well.
The problem is that they're letting Wallaby kind of go in there and start the fight on their terms, right? And like I was saying, I really want A2 and Atlas to kind of go in there and like start wreaking havoc in the backline because I want to see how no game schedule reacts to
to being the defensive, and having
to being defensive. But even Tessa like a little ahead of Falcon even after all of this, right? So you should be able, I would think, to like at least get, or not Wukong and Anger's Arcanine can go in together, and just gotta be mindful for the Whirlwinds. But after you wait for those to be out, I would think it'd be a little bit easier because I want to see Super Troopers kind of take this game back. And because they were like a different team in one, but I feel like that's more from like unfamiliarity with the picks, maybe, or maybe just the unconscious only in first. Because like they don't have much response.
And I think they're a team that plays best when they're the ones initiating. You know what I mean? I mean, so I agree that they, kind of taking this and trying to get no game on the back foot. I mean, it's an important step in trying to, get this back together.
Yeah, no.
But as we say that, and no game decides to take the T2 in mid. Looks like they're gonna rotate this T2 in right as well. Atlas D wards, and I mean, it looks like they're just gonna be I don't think Super Troopers could really contest that at all. But I mean, we're gonna kind of see how Siege goes. It looks like the tanks are gonna back. Ganesh might get trapped here actually. Nope. It looks like he has backup. Tsukiyomi kind of gave the, throw a warning shot over the wall. Hey, he's got friends. Pyramids is gonna
if I were them, I would have like maybe. Yeah, I would have probably hid behind the wall.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, they could have just waited until they came around.
Yeah, that could always be a good shot, especially if like the Graf called, "Hey, they're chasing me. So can we do something about it?" Because everybody still has full health all up still.
Very true.
And again, they're being the aggressors, and they just have a better comp to deal with, like, especially in tight quarters. I don't think much is gonna happen unless they
Super
get
Troopers is in a dangerous spot right now, and it's shown. The Blink ult comes out again for Narwallaby, gets the beads off of Atlas, which again is going to be huge for this next team fight. They're gonna get the final fury here pretty much free. Atlas is still floating around. Pretty far out, and especially considering that he just lost his beads. I mean, Super Troopers has got to remember that that no game has Fire Giant and a gold lead, and the game becomes turret defense here. Can we keep this Phoenix alive? And again, I mean, the #1 rule of Phoenix defense: do not fight outside of the Phoenix.
Yeah, so let's see how these guys handle the siege against these guys. They're getting massive
silence kind of stops things there. That Karma dash might be in trouble. Good ult comes out from Atlas though to try and make something happen. Big Baby Coco drops the ult on top of it. Looks like everybody's just about to get out. Jingwei's pretty low. Ganesh is pretty low. Drops the Dharmic Pillars to create some space. Sun Wukong was chasing, actually based out the Hulk ult over it. Seems some like no blood really drawn from this fight just yet. We re-engage on this wave though as well. And most of the ults are out here. Tsukiyomi still has his, that's about it. Our Wallaby ults, a shell comes out to save him who's taking the aggro tower this time. That Karma steps up a little too far though. He is gonna pay for that. Kuba Karna's gonna go down here. Afu just manages to get out there. Man, this is I mean, it's a tight defense here. Yeah, you know, I mean, it was very close. You know, and Kumba just, you know, I think he just didn't get word, you know, that they had backed up back to the tower in time, or time, you know, and manages to just get caught out a little too far, you know.
Yeah,
It's
that was
unfortunate.
unfortunate. Again, he kind of overextended alone. The big part is he did it alone, and they managed to pick him up. But he's gonna be back up here for the next fire giant, hopefully, to get to defend or maybe like come in a little bit late. But it looks like they're gonna be resetting. No game schedule is gonna be resetting here real quick. Well, Jingwei is. They're gonna start preparing for fire giant. It is enhanced already. And our Wallabies already taking care of that war. They're not fighting for their vision. They really need to start again. Like, what's gonna help this team a lot is gonna be like getting into that back line, and it's gonna be very hard to try to get the Jingwei, but at least getting rid of the Falcon, which has been doing a lot of damage. That seems like out of the fight.
No game starts to pull this fire giant. Like, I mean, Sneaky was doing a good job kind of just zoning out 4 members, like kind of all on his own. Afu walks in again, is in more trouble. The fire giant's very low. Big managed to get that kill on Afu. Atlas drops the ult, picks up damage on this Kukulkan enough to kill him. Ults come out from Cerberus, and it looks like Super Troopers stayed on the fire giant. Big Baby Copeland and the Kumba Karma here picked that up on the backside. Wow, that was a heads up play, and I realized like, hey, this is really low. We can still get this. You know, as no game started to kind of back away from that.
Yeah, try to get their wins as they can. They did lose to Pio, but they also did get enhanced fire, took it away from no game scheduled. So it looks like they can still be in this game for a little while longer, trying to defend their Phoenixes until they can get all their members up here.
Yep.
And their Wallabies closing in into the right side Phoenix. Looks like they're gonna wait for him before anything. His ult's not up, so we're not expecting anything. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Democles falls down. Looks like someone can die here. Big Baby Copeland looks like an immense retreat with a good shell by Kumbakarna. Atlas kind of alone over there. He doesn't really have anything to defend, so like this guy's got to come in and kind of help him out.
The shell comes out to save the EV for a little bit, but it's not gonna be enough. Atlas is gonna get that kill and manages to get out as well. That was a good play by Atlas to make sure. I mean, managing to pick up the kill on Sneaky Dream and still manage to kind of get out fast.
Yeah, looks like
Stingway kind of chasing, walking him out now. Yeah.
Stingway just got there. They do have enhanced fire. Let's see the members. Three of the members do. They're just gonna go ahead and a little bit. Maybe they can go ahead and stop that Pyromancer there. Maybe they can force out another fight. The Mole also are down. Angry Arcane and Ace still have ults. Maybe he can go in there and kind of delay them, or perhaps he can cut him off here. Now Wallaby tries to stop that.
Pretty low here, drops up into his ult. Atlas is getting shredded down here though. The ult drops, but it's not enough to save him. Zex manages to get enough damage off. And Afu's gonna try and run away in the meantime, and however, Set's still in. It looks like he was trying to get something to happen here on this Vulcan, but it just might not, wasn't enough. And he manages to get the dash away. That, you know, that's one of the good things about Set. You know, is that his mobility is just kind of off the charts. You know, I would like to see a little bit, you know, a little bit more bruisery coming out of the Set build. You know, he's pretty much full damage one shot, and I mean, it's yeah, you know, the damage output isn't going to be a problem. You know, I mean, but he needs to make sure that when he gets in there, he's tanky enough to kind of survive those initial damage spikes. Well, you know what I mean? Wow, kind of doing control, you know? That's where things like you know, the sledge, the frostbound hammer, you know what I mean? Things that give Falcon like a little bit of tankiness, you know, can really make that build start to shine, you know? And I think that's part of the reason why he's been having trouble really getting in there and doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
No game takes
damage numbers real
for
quick.
free here.
I was like, can we look at damage numbers real quick here? Because I'm actually kind of curious what Set's been able to do in the back line, but looks like only keep its been above. Back to one of the lower. Unfortunately, Seth can't get in there to do the damage that he needs to do. And when he does, he almost dies, as we almost saw over there previously by no game schedule speed buff. So he's having a really hard time. Maybe either whether it be uncomfortability or just how these team fights have been going, he just can't. I've been seeing a lot of big ults from Atlas, but it's kind of they're not connecting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're big.
Looks like we're back on this left Phoenix here. They do have a wave starting to push it up.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's going to only kind of really be a matter of time before the waves end up getting to the other Phoenixes as well. I mean, it's I mean, this is going to be this could be a pretty difficult, Phoenix defense here.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna sit here.
Yeah, looks like they split up a little bit too. Kulkin and Cerberus are kind of in this mid lane. Trying to push in that wave as well. Atlas up in front with, with Angry Sargonine, and trying to stop them. And, looks like they're gonna regroup back and left now. As a full 5-man, the pings are coming out. I mean, Super Troopers acknowledging it. Hey, there is still an Oni wave over there, and it will be a problem. Moving forward here. That whirlwind manages to catch jungle and mid in it. Got more pings acknowledging, hey, one of us has to handle this, or this is going to be a problem. They're just.
Yeah, but the second that happens, it gives them a green light.
And that's kind of that rock in that hard place. I mean, that
See what I mean?
From that, getting that Oni parry free. Our Wallaby goes in, manages to get out a bunch of ults for that. Dash ult drops, the Fields of Love drop on the Cupid. Atlas, 1 HP, has to back out. Our Wallaby's trapped here. That might be the end of our Wallaby. Apu manages to go down too, so both solo laners get caught. Angrier Sarkonai manages to get a Don't See the Dream. Kumakarna's low, but just manages to get away here. And we have a 3-for-1 going in favor of Super Troopers. I mean, that is about as good as a defense you can get.
Yeah, the jungler had a great, like I said, 80% had a great ult to zone out. Also the backline after they initiated with the Tsukuyomi and the Dharmic Pillars. It looks like right now they're gonna continue chasing, which I hope they're able to get the Kukulkan here. They're gonna be able to cut him off. And he falls.
And they are. Big Baby picks up that kill. Dashes through the Dharmic pillars to try and get some more off on the Ganesh. It's not really enough. But I mean, those are good, good follow-up there. Realizing, hey, we pushed them out so much, and we can keep this fight going. So now Fire Giant is up, and most of No Game Scheduled is resetting. From their death timers. I wouldn't be surprised. Keep starting to walk over
that Fire Giant right now.
Unfortunately, I mean, I can't do it with only 2 people, and but did have to reset. So it's gonna give No Game Schedule time to get here and contest this. Get the moves down out of the Fire Giant. That's good. The warding here happening all over the place, kind of.
Big Baby Copeland has to be careful here. Oh,
he gets caught out trying to de-ward. And then Narwhal does a great job of body blocking him. Big Baby Copeland's down to 1 HP here in the back. It looks like he's healing up off of his hearts. Meanwhile, the fight kept going. Apu is just trying to create space and let his team get out, which he does at the cost of his own life. Zex picks up the kill here on that Jing Wei.
It's unfortunate that Apu ended up getting stuck between 4 people there. Looks like they're deciding whether they want to fight or go for mid or just retreat. Looks like they're kind of caught in a pretty bad spot here.
Yeah, they kind of got looped around on. You know what I mean? Luckily there was that kind of jungle path where they could get out.
Go ahead and try to defend their Phoenix, but unfortunately...
Good ult comes out from the Hunt bots here. back off of it. Tsukio comes out. Tsukiyomi has to try and back off now after getting pulled under the tower with it. Does a ton of damage on his way out. Narwhal be back in Fearless. Like, the ult drops, beads come out from Big Baby Copeland, and he manages to pick up the kill on Narwhalaby, but
Yeah, it's just,
I mean,
we didn't see Angry Canine, Arcanine, my bad, ended up dying, chasing Jingwei in the back. It's just unfortunate, to see that kind of happen. It's like I said, it's a complete flip from game one. Maybe it could be because of unfamiliarity with the god, or just against the Kukulkan, or everybody just kind of falling back onto him. He can't be as sneaky as he was with the Morgan to do whatever he wants now. Something that like Super Troopers really need to like start doing is like, again, they keep big ults from Atlas, but nothing's coming out of them. And what can you do at that point?
Super Troopers just realized that the majority of No Game Scheduled is back, and it looks like they're good picking up, this enhanced Fire Giant right now. I'm not sure if No Game Scheduled need to get back in time. It looks like they do manage to get in time to contest. I mean, Fire Giant is at about a third. Fields of Love drops. Atlas's beams drops as well, I believe. And Super Troopers does secure the Fire Giant. Tsukiyomi ult drops. Kukulkan ult drops. It's not in time. Zex is in trouble here. Oh, Dash comes down into the Angriest Arcanine. 3 minutes to get killed for that. Big T drops a huge tornado though. Afu just manages to get up into his ult on the Sun Wukong to survive. The blink from Cerberus manages to pick up Angriest Arcanine. Okay, he's gotten so much use out of that blink over the course of this game. It's been just bonkers.
Yeah, he's been using that blink almost on cooldown.
Making stuff happen, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, hey, that's what you want from a solo laner. Somebody who's not afraid to just get up in the face of the enemy team and and just make them, like, force them to use stuff. Even if you just get a beads out of it, blink for beads is not a bad trade.
No, what do you? If you're in Super Troopers, right? What's one of the big changes that you would want to make right now instead of changing the game? And like, what would you be telling your teammates?
I think it comes down to kind of what we've been saying before. I mean, I think they have to be the ones to kind of initiate and start a fight here. I don't think they've had the chance to. Just because of Narwhalaby jumping in, but I mean, Atlas has been hitting good Hunbots ults, and you know what I mean? He's just only ever really been able to use them when they're trying to save a Phoenix.
Or, trying to be retreating or trying to, like, counter-initiate.
Yeah. And I think if he hits a really big ult, and Cupid drops the ult over the top of it, and here we go again. Tsukiyomi ult comes out. Big B picks up the kill on Big Baby Copeland, and Big Baby Copeland has spent a lot of their damage lately. Big B managed to pick up another double kill, triple kill, coming out of this Kukulkan. Just huge ult and whirlwind combo. A 3 for free going the way of No Game Scheduled. They're going to push down towards this Phoenix. Tsukiyomi backs to kind of just, I guess he was pretty low, trying to get some mana and health back. But this is going to be a difficult defense right here. The silence comes out and then stop that Karma much up. And they're just gonna, and now the Phoenix Siege starts, they're gonna start damaging. Silence comes out again. Ganesh is just doing everything he can to just try and keep him away. And they are gonna lose that right Phoenix. Oh, he jumps again. Super Trooper. The set does get away. Trying to kill his drops, and but that's not gonna be enough. And No Game Scheduled is gonna pick up 2-0 on Super Troopers. Really, just a complete kind of turnaround for No Game Scheduled. I mean, you could really see the confidence gained, from that win, that comeback win, kind of in that first game. I think it played a lot into the way they played the second game.
Yeah, no, of course. Like they were feeling it, and they kept going in with no wallaby. I'm like, if I had to like one thing like you mentioned early on, it's sad to see that they lost the same way. Them being split up, and they didn't have all five there to handle a 5-on-5. Again, three people there, they're alone. Where's the other two? No idea. So let's just go kill them, right? And plus, they don't have
Yeah.
enough enough to zone. They didn't have anything to really zone themselves out from no game scheduled, right? Or
Yeah.
you also mentioned that the set could have gone, a little bit more defensive if he was getting popped. Because he did, at one point he did successfully go into the back lane and he did do work. But then, Kukulkan just dropped the when his whirlwind was up, and he has cooldown. It's not gonna work out for you. It was just an unfortunate sequence of like everything. But no game scheduled, played a great game. Congrats
Yeah,
congrats to
yeah.
them.
A great stat line coming out of this Ganesh. 0-0-24 as a support. You don't get much better than that. I think Satin did really, really good with some of those Ganesh ults. Put them in places. That really kind of had to, force the displacement. Of the Super Troopers during some of these fights and some of these engagements. I mean, overall, yeah, that was a heck of a way to kind of start off. The casting, and this SLL season. Yeah, I mean, it was just a good, set overall. I mean, obviously the 2-0 going in favor, of no game, but it there was so much coming out from both sides, and it really could have been anybody's game through most of these games.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the first game. Yeah, the second game. Oofles.
I, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, the second game, no game was a lot more dominant. But it's there's a lot to be said. When you get that confidence off of that first game, the mindset can be everything.